Oh.
Welcome back, episode 3.
Welcome,
4.
guys.
Is this 4? Episode 4.
It's always, you see what's going on with him? He was late, 30 minutes late to the podcast. He arrived and he made us feel like he was right and we were wrong.
Because I'm carrying this podcast and I'm doing all the videos and editing.
He's not wrong with that. He's right.
So.
And I got him coffee, so. And I just,
You did good.
You know, I am an atmosphere model.
What is that?
I sit and I take place in atmosphere and I look pretty. And it's called atmosphere modeling. I just learned this term. This is how it's called.
Okay, cool.
No, you want to be an atmosphere model. I can see it in your face.
I think anybody that's sitting anywhere is an atmosphere model at this point.
Yeah, is it just, you have to take credit for that.
Okay. So anyway, this episode, this is our first time. We have a very special guest.
Yes.
He is a good friend of ours. He's a fellow stand-up comedian.
Mm-hmm.
He's a roast battle champion.
Yes.
And he was just recently on Netflix as a joke roast battle.
At the Comedy Store.
Yeah, at the Comedy Store. He's been on a ton. He's also a painter.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very active on Twitter.
Yes. And he is one of the funniest comics, I would say.
Yeah, super
California.
funny. So let's give it up. Welcome, Joe Eurell.
Ooh, hey, Joe.
What's up, Joe?
Hey there, how y'all doing?
Great.
Good to see you.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks. The light. I'm sorry about this light.
No, you look good,
You
dude.
look good.
It feels extremely bright.
You look like a pasty Irishman. It's all good.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's why I have the curtains in the back, so I don't get sunburned through the window. You know, you're pale if you can get sunburned through a window.
That's why I had to have my shit tinted. The side of my face kept getting sunburned driving home from work.
Oh, don't lie. He's doing the tanning bath and he's pretending that he's not.
I know. I do look pretty good right now.
Stop doing it. It's how you get cancer.
Oh, there's a lot of ways to get cancer.
Yeah, but.
So what's up, Joe? Have you ever heard of an atmosphere model? You just sit somewhere and look pretty? I'm like, that's all Joe Eurell does.
No, but I gotta say, though, Anya, that I feel like that concept was invented by somebody who's Russian. That's a very Russian, like, just stand and look pretty.
Yeah.
Like,
and they're definitely collecting alimony and some other
okay,
income
I don't like
because
this
I don't know
podcast
who's
already.
getting paid.
It used to be one person being racist with me. There are now 2 of you.
No,
This is getting a little bit too much. Next time I'm bringing a girlfriend with me. No, actually, I heard it from American Girl on TikTok, and she was doing a video about her husband, and she's like, "What?" And the husband asked her, like, "What do you do?" She's like, "What do you mean? I do everything." And he's like, "Tell me, what do you do?" She's like, "I'm an atmosphere model," and she's American, so I picked it from the American Girl on TikTok. I stole her joke.
I love it.
Well, it's weird because wouldn't that mean like you're up in the sky, like you're like in the atmosphere, like in the sky?
But atmosphere is everywhere. No, atmosphere is like even here, just atmosphere. I don't know. I'm bad in scientist.
I think you should stop getting your information from TikTok.
I should you stop giving me unsolicited advices.
And you're talking shit because I was building my TikTok up. And you're like, I don't have time for TikTok. But you're on there scrolling it up, aren't you?
Well, my roommate showed me that video.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be. Rocio, shout out to Rocio. She showed it.
You know, Joe has like 74,000 followers on TikTok.
What?
Yeah, he went viral.
No, it was weird, y'all, because I got on there last April, like 13 months ago, and I got on there because my neighbor, who's like 20, told me, yeah, you should put up one of your clips.
It went viral.
And I put up a clip of me going on stage right after I got my second vaccine, and I go, I got my second vaccine and now I can't walk. And it got a really big laugh. Everybody's gonna be real pissed to find out I'm faking it. guys, I got my second vaccine and now I can't walk. I don't want to put Pfizer on blast, but and it got 8 million views.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, and it really like helped my YouTube, but there was kind of a problem with it because you could tell by the comments that some of the people did not realize I was joking, and so they were like, "You're so brave. Thank you for telling your story. Like
I'm
you're
surprised Fox News didn't pick that up.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great story for Fox News.
You know who liked it on Instagram? Andrew Schultz.
Nice.
That was, yeah. Who was somebody I don't know how I feel about him, but sometimes it's funny, but sometimes I don't like his face.
Which vaccine did you do? Moderna or Pfizer or what is it? Johnson Johnson?
Pfizer. I've been Pfizer. Like, yeah, it's weird because like I'm just so happy to be not at home all the time. I really missed doing stand-up comedy for 14 months. I nearly kind of went crazy. So I'm just happy to be out doing things again.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, my only fun was like drinking wine and going to Albertsons and just I think Monopoly was popping during the time, so I was collecting all the Monopoly things. Made like $40 in grocery money, so that was cool.
I mean, I got back into playing video games.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if I were on here right now, I'd probably be like playing the new wrestling video game I bought yesterday.
Do you have a different chair for gaming, or do you have a gamer mode?
No, but you know what's weird though? It's like I've gone into like GameStop and I'm like I need to buy a new controller. And they're like a special controller. I'm like, no, just I need to buy a new one. They're like, oh, you play video games, and they don't believe me that I play video games, and it's really embarrassing. But it's kind of weird because I have a rule with myself that I only play video games on days when I don't have gigs, and so that I'm not like letting one distract me from the other. Or like I don't want to, yeah.
I used to play Call of Duty for like 8 hours straight, and then I was just like, "Oh, cool!"
I never
that
played a
fucking
video
whole day
game
is
in my
gone.
life. I'm a virgin in video games.
I only play Call of Duty on the toilet.
Fuck. Oh shit. So
Exactly.
yeah. So you won your last roast.
Yeah.
How many roast battles have you had?
I think maybe 45.
45.
I think.
Wow.
That might be wildly inaccurate. So if anybody sees in the comments or like does some sort of Red Man thing,
We need comments,
like,
so that'd be cool.
Yeah, they're like, actually, it's been 47. But yeah, I've been on like, I'm on like a 3-battle winning streak. Or no, I lied. So I won my last 2, and then the one before that was a draw. So,
I hate draws. Makes no sense.
well, yeah.
I mean, I guess it's better than a loss, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like draws either. That's why I go commando.
Oh shit, Joe coming with the dad jokes today. I like it.
Yeah.
So so the big thing is the next thing you're battling for, like the actual championship coming up, right?
It's a comedy show?
Yeah, I mean, they told me that, but I'm kind of a nerd, and so like I'm like, well, the guy who last had the belt didn't lose it, so technically it's interim championship. Like it's not really it can't really be the real championship.
And it
And then
definitely
I
it can't be
realized,
weight classes.
well,
So
yeah,
Getting canceled after this
my,
podcast.
my next opponent, it's certainly battling for the heavyweight title.
oh shit.
But no, but I'm really happy because I feel like I had a good chance to win the title belt, and as a lifelong pro wrestling fan, that's what I love about roast battle. Roast battle is kind of like the combination of stand-up comedy and pro wrestling, and so that's kind of why I got into it. It reminded me of pro wrestling. So, and I've been doing it for like 6 years, and it's really helped me build a following without having to go out on the road. Even though I look like I was run over on the road. But like,
do you have a luchador mask?
Oh, that would
yeah,
be
I
cool.
What what's your luchador name?
Well, I told you this before, right? Right.
Yeah.
I told you this before, right?
Yeah,
I think I have a luchador alter ego called Llantas Caliente, which is roughly translated hot tires. And
or Hot Wheels.
no, tires.
All right.
I almost became a linguist at one point. I really like language, so like the direct translation is important to me.
My
no,
luchador name is Suéltame.
I thought it would have been horchata.
I'm lost right now.
Suéltame means release me. Choked.
Damn.
Suéltame, release me.
I think that might get you beat up at like a luchador show if you say that.
Dude, I would love to go. That's my favorite is the luchador shit. When I go to Mexico, I'm gonna see a luchador show for sure.
It's weird because a lot of American wrestling fans hate on luchador or lucha style because they say it's disorganized, but I don't think that's true. I think it's a lot more entertaining, and I think
definitely more acrobatic.
It's more intense.
Yeah.
It's more
well,
intense.
you say you grew up watching WCW, right?
WWE, yeah.
Well, I grew up WWF, and then at one point it was weird. All the WWF wrestlers, well, like a big chunk of them went over to WCW. And Hulk Hogan went fucking mad, and they started like the New World Order, and they were like trolling everybody, and it was, and then Goldberg obviously was huge on. So I feel like WCW took over for a while for me, so I got really back into it. But I grew up, with Ultimate Warrior and Bret the Hitman Hart and all those dudes. And
well, you know what's funny is like how WCW, everybody at the time made fun of them, but they were actually, for a while, they were the better program. And not only that, but like, when I was watching WCW in South Carolina, I wasn't allowed to watch WWF because of Sable. Because, check this out, do you remember the thing with the pasties?
Yeah.
When she came out with the hands on her nipples.
Sort of.
Yeah. Yeah. And I remember I got my foster mother to turn on WWF Raw one time, and the one time that she turned on WWE, it was they were replaying the pasties moment, and she was like, "You're not allowed to watch this. This is too, risque." But I grew up in the South watching wrestling, which is a lot more popular over there than it is in California. Some wrestling is popular in California, but it's it's its own thing, and yeah, I could talk about wrestling for hours. Honestly, it's one thing I enjoy more than stand-up comedy, but um, I
Oh,
need to do more material about wrestling.
we need to take you on this show because I still have my connections from WWE. Joe, next time there is a Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go.
I'll get you guys tickets.
Let's load
Yeah.
up the van and roll out.
Yeah.
Oh, I love going to wrestling events. That's because then you know what I try to do, you guys. I try to yell stuff out to make the other fans laugh, and so I'll be like during the match, I'll be like, "Put him in a wheelchair."
Okay, we're going. We're going.
Oh shit.
Injure him. Like,
What did you think about Diamond Dallas Page? I think that was my favorite wrestler when I came back to WCW. He
you know
he
what's
came out with intensity.
I
He's definitely snorting coke backstage.
Oh, they all
I
did.
Yeah.
well, some of them they were some of them literally snorted coffee. So like they were doing all kind of stuff to get high. But I really like DDP. I feel embarrassed saying it like this, but actually DDP was the first person that I realized was Jewish, and it was because he had the tattoo, and I saw that tattoo, and I don't know why, but like it's funny because when I was like 14, I was an extra on that show Ally McBeal, and at the time Bon Jovi was on that show, and I got to meet Bon Jovi, and the one thing I asked Bon Jovi was, "You knew Diamond Dallas Page from like New Jersey, because DDP was like a bouncer at the club that Bon Jovi started at." And you could tell Bon Jovi was like pissed at me because he was like, "The one thing you asked Bon Jovi is about DDP." He's like, "We had no idea who the fuck he was."
Oh shit.
But yeah, I love DDP. I loved his move, and I loved how he was the first guy who like, you know, everybody thought the NWO was like indestructible, and he was the first guy. He got popular by being the first guy to like thwart the NWO, and like, oh man, he was so great. And a lot of people give him shit because he's a very corny person, but he helped a lot of people get their lives together, like Jigs and Snake Roberts, Scott Hall. He's helped some other people. He helped some guy lose like 200 pounds and go from like obese to like, you know, a more manageable weight. So like, he's legit one of the coolest people on earth. Like, I can't say enough good things about him, and he's very intense. I like intensity.
Yeah, man.
I don't like people who move at like half-ass speed.
No slow people.
So tell us about stand up. Do you plan on filming a special anytime soon?
Well, I'm not really into standing up, but yeah, I'm actually gonna try to film a special June 30th called Naturally Lazy. I had another name in mind for it. I wanted to call it technically retarded, but I had trouble.
That's a great title.
Well, it would be if I didn't have trouble saying the word technically. I can't say technically, which is kind of retarded. But, no, but naturally lazy is actually what I call my disability, because it's like I realized at some point in my life where I was like, I kind of like being disabled because I don't really want to do anything. Like I like my ideal thing is like turning on an hour-long YouTube podcast and like this one, and
Hell yeah.
and painting, like sitting in the same spot, like painting and like, you know, yeah. And so I kind of like, I kind of just, that's what I dig to do.
Do you
Although
follow?
Yeah, I've
Do
seen
you
him.
follow Joe on Twitter?
Of course, not Twitter, on Instagram, and I've seen the octopus painting. I really liked it.
Oh, his paintings are
Oh, yeah.
phenomenal.
Octopus was my favorite one.
He's doing one of mine. He's taking a really long time, but we talked about it.
You
earlier.
painting
Yeah.
him?
No, I did a consignment. He's gonna do a painting. I had
just
an idea
imagine.
for.
I just imagined you naked.
I
like
will. I
naked.
mean, I'll
No.
fucking if you want to do it, we can.
I don't do portraits. I can. I've done a couple of portraits of certain people, certain historical figures, but I really don't like portraits as a thing in art. Like it's kind of dumb because it's like of all the things you could paint, you're gonna go with something that's boring as human beings. You know, like it's just, and the fact that like art focuses so much on the human form as opposed to everything else in the world, it's to me always kind of bizarre. But I like landscapes and I like oceanscapes and yeah, it's weird. Like you know how I think I've told you before. I hate the Mona Lisa. I don't understand.
It's definitely a fucking overrated, but yeah.
No, it's not only. Look,
Joe will fucking roast the Mona Lisa.
Mona
He'll roast
Lisa, yeah.
everything.
that painting is a 16th century Snooki. All right, that's what it is. And if you don't believe me, Snooki dressed up like the Mona Lisa and did like a tribute picture. And it's plus, do you know the story behind the Mona Lisa? It's really fucking creepy. The Medici family paid Da Vinci to paint a picture of a hypothetical woman because one of the Medici had a baby out of wedlock with a married woman, and then the married woman died in childbirth, and Medici had to like leave the town in Italy. I'm leaving out a lot of details because I'm stoned, but no, but it was like the Medici guy told Da Vinci, "Hey, you're an orphan too. Why don't you paint a picture of a mom for this kid who doesn't have a mom?" And it's like really creepy. And so Leonardo painted a picture of what people told him his mom looked like. And then he sold the painting to like 3 different people and like totally ripped them off, which is the only thing I like about the Mona Lisa. that Da Vinci, because it was wild back then. Everybody died so young. Like they would commission a painting and then they would get paid. And then like he'd take forever and they die. And he never had to like deliver the service that they paid for. Like it's, I'm really so jealous. I wish I could do that. Like that.
Back in the day, I mean, how many people you think? Because there was no pornography. Like, how many people you think jerked off to the Mona Lisa?
Ooh.
Well,
Blake.
well, there's better fine art to do that too. Believe me.
What do you think about Picasso?
How many people jerk off on him? That's what he's thinking.
Jackson Pollard's paintings looked like he fucking jerked off onto the canvas.
He probably no. He takes a dump on the canvas. Jackson Pollard sounds too much like Jackson Polyps. And if you know what polyps are,
yeah,
I mean,
I do.
Yeah, that's what I call them. I don't know, but everybody's art sucks but mine. I'm kidding. No, there is some art I like, but a lot of it, it's kind of a scummy. It's the oldest script in the world. Like, why would somebody pay for a painting when they have a high tech camera on their phone that they can just take a picture and encapsulate that image forever?
You're right. You know what? Take my consignment off. I don't even want the painting anymore.
Shit,
You fucking unsold it.
shit.
Hey,
Well,
have you been blocked on Twitter by any people that you've been trolling lately?
What happened? What am I missing?
Joe is very trolly on.
Okay,
I can't even.
Let me follow.
I get
Okay,
mad
now.
looking at his Twitter, and I talk to him a couple times a week. But then I look at the Twitter, and I'm like, fucking.
What is
Joe.
his Twitter? What is your Twitter?
Joe Eurell.
Joe Eurell.
Underscore.
Yeah, one.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it? Okay. Joe Eurell 1, no underscore.
Okay. Here's what the people are not going to tell you, Anya, is I troll people because I don't like it when everybody agrees on something. There has to be one person who says, wait a minute, it's not this way. And yeah, so I got blocked. I've been blocked by Ricky Gervais. I've been blocked by Steve Byrne. And the Ricky Gervais one I'm pretty proud of. I gotta say.
What did you say?
Tell everybody what happened with that one.
Well, a while back he made that speech at the Golden Globes where he was making a bunch of jokes about how, like, Hollywood don't come up there and through activism, and he implied everybody was complicit in Harvey Weinstein, and everybody thought it was really funny except me. I just thought it was really myopic because of who Ricky Gervais is. Because if you follow Ricky Gervais on Twitter, which I'm no longer allowed to, he never shuts up about being vegan. He never shuts up about wanting to help animals, and that's great. But for him to come up on stage and be like, don't talk about issues, and I'll just say this as somebody who's Irish, I don't like English people.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for this comment.
Oh shit.
All I hear when they talk is blah blah blah. I'm a dirty war criminal, and would you like some tea? No, I'm kidding. I love Pink Floyd. But no, it's just he blocked me because I said Ricky Gervais fucks his dog, and I thought he said we're allowed to say whatever we want as comedians,
Mhm.
And I'll say this, I'm not on Johnny Depp's side. That's another thing I've been trolling people because everybody's like, justice for Johnny Depp, justice for Johnny Depp. And I'm like, okay, by justice for Johnny Depp, do you mean he should be in prison for Black Mass? Because that was a horrible movie. We need justice for Johnny Depp for that horrible fucking movie. No, I just feel like whether or not you like Amber Heard, he's proving himself to be a verbally abusive asshole at the very least, and like again, I don't like Amber Heard, but if I'm his publicist, this does not make him look good. And like people on the internet might love him, and like it's very weird, the cult. There's like a weird cult thing where they're like, oh, he would never hit a woman. He's a Southern gentleman. I'm like, I'm like, have you met people from the South? They hit women all the time. Like, well, that doesn't make any sense. And you pointed this out, Blake, and so I'm gonna out you. But it's kind of weird how he talks. He has a very weird voice. Like it's like I don't know. I think he did too much drugs. You know, I really think, and I don't think anything that has come out in the trial has made him look good. He only did this to make her look bad, and that's to me that's fundamentally abusive. And he's using his money and his resources, or what little resources he has, because apparently he's in debt, and I don't know, and it seems like a very subtle intimidation tactic. This
Yeah.
whole lawsuit, and again,
It's quite
whether
entertaining, but yeah.
Did you see the
yeah,
clip of Amber snoring cocaine on the witness stand? We
well,
have to put it on.
No, but I seen he
She-
was walking toward the witness stand and she was coming off, and then she like was like, "Oh, he's walking toward me," like.
No, she snort coke. Like she pulls up something from her pocket and she pretends she cleans her nose and she does this. And she cleans her
Well-
nose and she's sitting on the witness stand. We have to pull
shit.
this picture.
We'll put it.
well,
Things that deserve attention.
I think it's interesting because the guy, like, I'm gonna sound like a Boy Scout here, but the worst thing I've heard about Johnny Depp from the trial, because I watched everything I could in like 2 days because I was trying to find out what everybody was talking about, and yeah, this guy, he has other people buying drugs for him, and I think that's kind of fucked up because it's like if you're paying somebody to do something illegal, you're forcing them to put themselves at risk for employment, and I really don't think that's ethical or makes them look good, you know. And think about this, you guys. He's saying, on one hand, he says, "Oh, what Amber Heard said hurt my career with Disney," but also, I would never work for Disney again. So it's like, which is it? Is it that somebody hurt your career, or you don't want to work for Disney anymore? And I don't know. I had drunk parents who were abusive, and he really strikes me as the gaslighting type. Like, and yeah, it's really weird. Or maybe I'm triggered, you know. But
Can you imagine
yeah,
how much hate she has for this guy to shit in his bed? Like she must hate him so much. Like as a woman, like I don't understand on what level of hate she must be to do something like that. Like it's another level of hate.
Did he lay hands on her after that?
I don't know.
Because if a girl shits on my bed, I'm gonna at least throw her out of the bed.
well,
Nasty.
Ivana, don't shit on his bed.
That's nasty.
Well, I would never sit in somebody's bed.
Thanks for the disclaimer, Joe. We'll put that on the sizzle reel.
That's a great one.
Well, yeah, he's stuck in the. He still has a Jack Sparrow voice on the stand. He's just. I don't think he knows who he is anymore. It's fucking weird as
he's
shit.
weird. But
And
it
he talks
happens.
really slow. Like it's almost like you can't even
But
fucking
it
bear to
happens
listen
to
to him.
actors. Yeah, once you get in a character and if you do drugs, like yeah, people get very fucked up.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I think is like the crux of this whole thing seems to be that like he only acted poorly towards her when he was blacked out, fucked up, and he doesn't remember it for himself, which is weird. Like, but it's been interesting because I like making fun of the way everybody looks in that trial. Amber Heard has been dressing like a Mormon going to a funeral, and then it's really weird because, and I don't want to sound homophobic, but Johnny Depp touches his lawyer's knee a lot. Like it's really weird. It's really weird, and then it's funny because Amber Heard's lawyer, it's this older lady who never asks any questions. She's always got some other guy doing the questions for her. I'm like, what kind of lazy lawyer? Like these lawyers, they get paid, and then they have some other lawyer open for them. Like they have their feature. Like it's not like in the comedy world. They're literally having their feature do their jokes for them, and it's it's kind of funny. And then
How long's the fucking
yeah,
trial? It feels like a long time.
no,
Is it done yet, or what happened?
no, it's I didn't realize it's been going for a month. I just like 2 days ago, I started like watching, trying to catch up with what everybody was talking about, and so I watched a lot of stuff, and
I never knew who Amber was until this
I didn't know
trial.
she was here, but I guess she's
Like,
been
yeah, like, oh,
well,
she's
around
famous.
the block.
Yeah. Who is she?
well, it's kind of funny because not a really impressive resume as far as acting goes. But again, who am I to talk? I've only been on Judging Amy Boston Public in the House.
Hey,
I went swimming with Michael Rappaport.
were you guys both wearing floaties?
Yes.
He doesn't look
And
like he knows how to swim.
ironically,
And he looks like he's
Michael
never
Rapp-
been in the sun, for sure.
No, well, it was weird because it was an indoor pool,
Mm.
and he was still wearing sunscreen.
Dude, he is fucking pale. Them halogens will get you, dude.
I couldn't see him sometimes. It was like, where'd he go?
Fuck. Hey, I wanted to ask you, with all the people being attacked on stage and then the recent Dave Chappelle, what's your... Well, first of all, I know you have some strong feelings on Dave Chappelle, so go ahead and let him out. But also...
I'll just say this. Part of it is, too, I'll be 100% honest, I have a lot of trans fans. And, I'm not somebody to discount what somebody is saying. You know what I mean? So, like, if they're saying what he's saying and doing, it's further, stigmatizing them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm qualified to say, oh, you're just being overly sensitive. As somebody in a wheelchair, who's in a marginalized group, kind of myself, it's not the same thing, but it's, similar. I can't discount that. And then on top of that, I don't like people who smoke cigarettes indoors. Like, I don't care who you are.
Chappelle does it a lot.
I don't care who you are. You don't get to just say, oh, I'm above the rules. I'm above the rules. And I think I don't know enough about what happened last week, but I mean, good for Chappelle that, like, he didn't leave his feet. Like, I thought that was really cool. Like, he took that spear and he stayed on his feet. Like, I think Chappelle might have a career in pro wrestling. I really do. Like, that's because I'll give it to him too, is, remember when we were like teenagers, he was super skinny. He got bulked up.
He got yoked up.
This guy, like, he was kind of a dumbass for, like, I'll never forget it though. I don't really dislike Chappelle. I just disagree with some of the stuff, some of the way he talks about certain people. But I respect him because one time he came into Roast Battle and I was like, oh, is that DMX? and he was like, he goes, "Fuck you! You look like Bonzi crashed this motorcycle." And
Shut the fuck up, really?
I have it on video. It's so I can't hate on him too much. I just, as somebody who had trans fans, I also have to understand where they're coming from and try to understand what they're saying, and I kind of do, and I would tell them to move on from it. It's like my bit about I have tons of bits that I would love for them to work, but they just don't work, and then you move on from it. It's like
Yeah.
you know,
How do you
but
feel about you made a post about him like bumping comics?
oh yeah, that's yeah. He I know a producer who had a show at a club where they just canceled the show and they said Dave wants, and I understand hierarchy, and I understand. I just don't understand why he has to go up there and ramble for like 3 hours. It's like, do you really want to? I don't even want to be on stage 3 hours. Like, that's just weird. Unless it's like for the Guinness Book of World Records, like he did back in the day, which I think is really cool.
I think it's honestly he gets to work out so much material, and that's why his storytelling is so fucking good. I mean, his laughs per minute now on the specials that he's doing, they're more spread apart, but their stories are pretty intriguing. And I think
Yeah.
because he gets to work out so much material, then he can get these stories and ride that fine line.
He can do the hours in any room. He just walks in
Yeah,
and he
and
gets an
he's
hour.
pumping out specials more than anybody right
Well,
now. So
Netflix paid him what, 50 million for 4 specials?
something.
yeah, they paid 50 million for the same special 6 times. It's pretty. It's
Oh shit.
I mean, I really admired. I mean,
I know you like him because when I went over to your house, you were telling me that you watched it and it was super good. But
no, well, it was one of them I really didn't like, the one he recorded in the belly room, but that wasn't because of him. That was because of how they made it look. Whoever and but again, that one was recorded on 12 days' notice. But I mean, you agree with me on this that I don't think comedy is good in stadiums.
oh hell
Like,
no, they just did
yeah,
the Dodger Stadium last night, which is insane. I think it was
yeah. I mean,
45,000 people.
it's
Wow.
good. It's good for selling tickets. I don't mean that, and I don't mean God bless Fluffy and congratulations.
Oh yeah,
That's
super
not what
congrats. That's huge.
But
But
I just mean as a comedian, like you can't see people.
mhm.
There's an echo, but it's like who cares about an echo when you can sell that many tickets? Like who really gives a shit about?
I mean, you're a part of something huge, so there's got to be like an aura there. Everybody's laughing at once, but I went to see George Lopez once at the Arrowhead Pond or whatever it's called now, and I was sitting off to the side, and there all I could see was the jumbotron, and whatever he was saying and moving around on stage wasn't matching, so it was just a lot of the timing was off. It was a little awkward. I love just the intimate room,
Yeah, me too. I love the rooms. But you
small like low ceilings, tight.
do
Yeah,
arenas to make money.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
as
make
a money
yeah.
and like to be a part of something huge like that, that's
Yeah.
great. And I know people that went. They said they had a great time, so it was definitely
I went to see his documentary. It's a Hollywood Bowl
Mhm.
in the arena. It was pretty cool. Like he showed his documentary he made.
Who?
Dave Chappelle.
I'm talking
He-
about.
What are you talking about?
Oh, we were talking about Fluffy, but yeah, let's go back to Chappelle.
Yeah, Chappelle, he made a documentary about whatever he did during the pandemic. Like in Ohio, he did like outdoor shows, and it's a very funny documentary because it's been canceled multiple times, but it's a very well shot,
Nice. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, and he
well,
flew everybody there, like on private jet, like all the comics. He flew them to Ohio. It was pretty cool.
I like how he does everything in house, and he handles
Yeah,
every part of his operates and top down. But I also like again, like for every good thing I respect about him, he does something that like kind of makes my skin crawl. Like going to that town meeting and he's telling the city council like he's calling them out by name and he's saying he shouldn't have to come up there and talk to them. They should just let him meet in private. And it's like I gotta hate that when business people go to city councils and like, oh, we might have to take our investment out of this city. You know, I just when people do stuff like that, it's like it kind of
It takes
I
away
don't
from the
know.
voice of the people, and then it becomes
Yeah,
about money and makes it super
yeah,
political
yeah,
on a different level.
but I mean, the guy's. I would never deny that the guy's the goat, and I mean, and he doesn't have to keep doing stand up comedy. He can, if he wanted to, he can never work again, and he'd be fine for the rest of his life. But
Yeah.
like, he's still out there doing it, and I really respect that.
I think I would never say any one comedian's the GOAT because it's like always evolving stand up.
Yeah,
So I think that's hard to say. People always go, "Don't you think he's the GOAT?" And I'm like, I love him, but there's so many good comedians, and any other day you can, one comic can like speak to you just like different songs. You can't say one song is the best song ever because they'll speak to you different on different days.
Yeah.
One day you want to listen to Mitch Hedberg, next day you're like, okay, let's see what Chappelle has to say, and
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's different voices.
I mean, and I think Cat Williams is super funny. Like, there's some fucking hilarious comedians, and if you're just gonna go, one on one, I don't know how you would say who's the GOAT, basically.
I think one of the contenders might also be Cat Williams.
Yeah.
But I was gonna ask Anya, did you start stand-up comedy in Russia?
No. I started after I moved here. I did wrestling and then acting, and then I transitioned to stand up. Still doing acting, but mostly stand up. No, I'm not funny in Russian. I'm not.
I was gonna ask you that because does it translate?
No, in Russian, I'm only funny with my parents when I like make fun of my father. I just like make his voice and I say random shit. But my personality changes when I switch to Russian. I become like very standoffish bitch. So and in English, he's like I can see that.
That's just born into you.
Yeah.
That's how most Russians are. That's like. I remember one of my adopted brothers because I have a dozen Russian family members, and one of my brothers, Victor, he says a good Russian is like iceberg, and I'm like, what the hell does that mean? Like,
Very cold.
Yeah, like or that like you're an inanimate object. It's like. Floating, like that's the most depressing thing I've ever heard. But like I'm Irish, and being Irish, I actually admire Russians because they find a way to be miserable but happy at the same time. And so I was actually gonna ask you when you lived in Russia, did you go see stand-up comedy?
No, I started watching. Well, in Russia, we do have KVN, which is kind of type of stand-up comedy, but it's more like staged, and we do watch it a lot.
Like storytelling.
It's more like CNL when you have characters, and they're like, so it's not really stand-up, So I watched that, not a lot, but like I started watching comedy more when I moved here, and I fell in love with acting.
Who was the big comedian that you said you looked up to? We met him in Florida at the Off the Hook.
Oh, it's what's
Smirnov.
Yakov
Smirnov, yeah.
Smirnov. I love him just because he's Russian, Ukrainian, and his jokes are fantastic. Yeah, we met them at the Naples.
That was super cool.
That was cool.
And he just showed up for Ahmed because they're friends.
Yeah,
that was
came
awesome.
to see. Yeah, and Ahmed even freaked out. He's like, "What?"
Yeah,
Yakov
and then he
Smirnov
went up and did like 5 minutes. He's been like retired, semi-retired for a while, and he's like, "All right, I'll go."
Before he went up, he came to me. He's like, "Anya, how's the crowd? What kind of material worked?" I'm like, "Just do stereotypical Russian stuff." He like, got it, and he went and he did it.
That was awesome.
Is there like a comedian in Russia who is popular domestically?
There are a few of them. Actually, there's one guy, Nizlobin. He just moved to LA. He's going to
Oh,
be
you were telling me about him.
yes, on May 30th. He's going to be Joe. You on the show in Hollywood Improv, and I put him onto the Russian comic. He was very popular in Russia. He had his sitcoms, TV series, did stand up, but because his mom is Ukrainian, like my mom, and he did said some stuff against Russia on YouTube, now he's canceled. And he's afraid to go back, so he's stuck in LA, and he's now trying to do it in English. And he said, I asked him, can you do 10 minutes? He's like, I can do only 5. I'm like, okay, you're going to do 5.
Perfect.
Yeah, so he's going to do 5 in our show at the Hollywood Improv.
I think we're getting close. We got to wrap it up. Joe, when's your roast championship so we can plug that?
June 7th.
June 7th, and it's going to be in the Belly Room at the Comedy Store?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'll be there.
I'll be there too. Who are you battling?
Paige Wesley.
A woman.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
She's a beast. She's a beast.
She's a beast?
Yeah.
No pressure, Joe. No pressure.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm going to save my jokes for.
Yeah, don't waste anything.
Save it.
Yeah. So we'll see you up there. We appreciate you, man. Thanks for being a good
Thank
friend.
you. And come to Hollywood Improv May 30th.
May
for
30th.
Yep. May Club, not war.
Yes, and Joe gonna be there. Yes, we're very excited.
It's gonna be a great show.
Yeah.
Cool.
Lineup.
Thanks, Joe. We'll see you, man.
Joe. See you.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.